Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. So I just made a video, was about to listen to it, then saw something that made me promptly immediately start a different video, totally different topic when you're talking about the same stuff. But the Lakers have a few coaching candidates that are being rumored now, since it's now being reported that the Lakers are expected to part ways with Frank Vogel. Big surprise. Yeah, right. Anyway, so the names that I'm hearing are Quin Snyder of the Utah Jazz and Doc Rivers of the Philly 76ers. Quin Snyder was an assistant coach here about 5 years ago, 4 years ago, when we had the kids. And I thought he was pretty solid as an assistant coach here. And I think he went to Utah, did some pretty good things. Although earlier this year, I was watching the Utah Jazz against the Lakers, and they did some really questionable things. I thought some of his coaching decisions were what I was seeing in a reflection of some of the things that were going wrong for the team. I think they have a funny little not funny little, but a funny fit there with Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, and trying to get the most out of that roster is a bit challenging, I think, just like our situation. So that might lend itself to him being able to get something out of ours. But at the same time, I think there's still some searching to do to make sure we get the right candidate. And like I said, I saw some stuff earlier in the season that made me just kind of be a little questionable. So not sure about Quinn. And Doc Rivers, look, man, y'all know how I feel about Doc Rivers. I had a nice long conversation about Doc Rivers on this channel about a week and a half ago. And my thing about Doc Rivers is kind of what a lot of people are saying about Magic Johnson, which is sometimes his mouth doesn't help the organization he represents. I thought he hurt himself and hurt the organization with the Ben Simmons quote. The stuff that happened and that led to Ben Simmons feeling as he did and getting him out of there. I think a lot of that came from Doc Rivers' pressure being applied at that point. I didn't see Ben Simmons having any issues until Doc got there, to be completely and utterly honest with you. I don't know if those two things equate with one another or not, but Ben was fine. Doc was hired. Problems began. Ben is out. That's what I see. And then you look at Doc's issues with the continued pattern of blowing 3-1 leads in the playoffs. It's a pattern. It's not once, not twice. It's happened more than twice. So it's gotten to a point where now you expect that. You get him and you wonder if his team is going to collapse. After getting big leads, you got to give him his credit. He gets those leads. You know what I mean? You're in the playoffs with Doc Rivers, so you have to tell the whole story. He gets you there. He gets you a big lead there. But for whatever reason, they fall apart consistently. Different teams. So it's like, all right, okay. Doc Rivers is a guy that you get by name, but if you look at his accomplishments, I do not believe that he's the greatest candidate for the Lakers. Not given what it is that we've had, the issues that we've had with coaches. Again, Magic Johnson nuking the team every time he opens his mouth. You're going to double down on that type of energy when you bring in Doc, because he's going to do the same thing. He going to nuke y'all. He going to tell the truth about players. He going to, he ain't going to. The one thing that I can say about Frank Vogel, even though it's not something that I value the most, what I can definitely give credit to Frank Vogel is mouthpiece. I never heard him say something that would make the team look bad. As a spokesperson for the team, it's pretty good. I feel the same way about Fitz. Both of those guys, when you talk about what you want to hear out of a coach's mouth, yeah, they're not going to do anything to embarrass you. They're not going to do anything to take money out of your pocket. Doc going to be honest to a fault. And sometimes that honesty ain't going to really be all that honest. It's just going to seem like scapegoating. It's going to be like just that player's fault, not mine type of stuff. And I don't know how to take that on. I don't know how to receive that from afar. Night in, night out, we know Doc Rivers is really good at drawing up plays out of timeouts. And we know that that's a very important aspect of what it is the Lakers need. Someone who's good with X's and O's. Someone who particularly can get more out of a roster that doesn't have a whole lot going for itself. Because we know we're not going to for the next several years. If you know what I know, then you know the Lakers ain't about to build nothing. They're going to suck. So what you're going to need is somebody who can get the most out of those guys, and particularly somebody who can develop young players. And I don't think that Doc Rivers is somebody that you consider for that type of position, which tells me that the Lakers do not have that in mind, which tells me that the Lakers are further making bad decisions. This is not the time to be considering who to replace the coach with. This is the time to be considering who to replace in the front office. then that front office that you replace, they make the decision about that coaching staff. What you need to do right now is hire an interim. Genie, that's what you need to do. You need to hire an interim coach for a single year. Not somebody that you plan on keeping forever. Maybe somebody you keep for an extra year, but not somebody that you're going to keep to get you to the championship. You need somebody that's just going to get you in a position to have the most out of the players that you get over the next several years, of whom should probably not be championship pieces, but pieces that can net you pieces that can get you championship pieces. You understand what I'm saying? 3 spaces removed. That's 3 spaces removed from actually acquiring championship talent, which is why I understand people not wanting to give up LeBron James and Anthony Davis, because that's what happens when you do. You're going to be about 3 or 4 spaces removed from being able to acquire that kind of talent. So the conundrum the Lakers are in, I don't think anybody should envy. I just understand that the Lakers can't do nothing with what it is that they have until they break it into more pieces. And that's just the evil of our circumstance. So, yeah, man, that is that. That is really that. Quinn Snyder, Doc Rivers. I don't believe either one of those guys are the solution. I believe both of those guys would be frustrated with the circumstances they're about to be walking into. And unless they're ready to develop G League talent, they're coming to the wrong place. Straight up and down. Doc Rivers would be a damn fool to leave a championship situation to come here. And I don't believe he will. So that's something the Lakers also need to be honest about. Philadelphia 76ers look like a championship caliber team to me, if not this season, next year, especially with a full year of James Harden and Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey. If they can get Tobias Harris out of that situation and bring in somebody that can represent more players, more depth, more shooting, I think is what Philly would need. But the point is, they don't need a whole lot to make them what it is that they ultimately want to be. We? Pfft, please. I think we are delusional. I think we don't think we need a lot. I think we're about to go down a path of making another mistake, thinking LeBron James at 38 years of old and Anthony Davis could carry this team forward, even though I don't want to finish the sentence. That's how bad I feel about that plan. So it just that's what I'm saying. The Lakers are just going to continue to make bad decisions. You can see they are mulling over making yet another mistake. That's what I see here. This is a bad brain trust, sitting there thinking very, very, very hard about how they're going to make a decision that ultimately is going to fail. That's what I see there. That's what I see. It's the same people. They're going to make a bad decision. They just have to get rid of those people, and then we can make better decisions. But that's on Jeannie, man. She has to be willing to do that. She has to be willing to do that. And as long as she doesn't, we're along for the ride, Laker fans. It's that simple. Because this is an organizational issue. It ain't as simple as just the roster and the cap and all that. It's about the people who are making decisions and what direction they are in right now. Where are they pointed right now? The wrong way. The wrong way. So that's what I see. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the game tonight. The Lakers do play 7:30 Phoenix Suns here at the Crow. I made a video about that. Didn't really talk too much about it because I just don't think much of the matchup for ourselves. I really don't, man. I look at that and I say we're going to lose, and you guys can go check that out and see me say that. So it is what it is, man. Hopefully the Lakers make the decisions that I hope they'll make, even though we know that that's not what they're going to do. My name is BDL44. Thank y'all for watching.